Iran, a nation synonymous with energy wealth, finds itself in the throes of a debilitating energy crisis. Once known for its vast oil reserves and natural gas fields, the country is now struggling to provide basic energy needs to its citizens. The streets of Tehran, once bustling with life and light, now lie in partial darkness, a stark reminder of the nation's current predicament. This isn't a story of dwindling resources, but a tale of mismanagement, neglect, and geopolitical pressure. Iran's energy infrastructure, once a symbol of national pride, has been left to deteriorate. The oil fields and refineries that once fueled the nation's economy now stand as monuments to a bygone era of prosperity. The Islamic Republic, once a beacon of self-reliance, is grappling with widespread blackouts, industrial shutdowns, and a plummeting economy. Factories that once hummed with activity are now silent, and the nighttime cityscape of Tehran is punctuated by pockets of darkness. The economic impact is profound, with industries shutting down and unemployment rates soaring. The energy crisis is palpable across Iranian society. Families are forced to rely on candles for light, and the streets of Tehran are filled with people using flashlights to navigate their way home. The sense of normalcy has been disrupted, and the daily lives of Iranians have been thrown into disarray. Schools are shuttered, businesses are paralyzed, and citizens are left shivering in the dark. The education system has come to a halt, with students unable to attend classes. Shops and businesses, the lifeblood of the economy, are unable to operate, leading to financial hardships for many. Families huddle together in their homes, trying to stay warm during the cold nights. The heart of the crisis lies in a crippling natural gas shortage, the lifeblood of Iran's energy sector. The natural gas infrastructure, once a source of national pride, is now a symbol of the country's struggles. Pipelines and gas plants that once supplied energy to the entire nation are now unable to meet the demand. This deficit, estimated to be between 260 and 350 million cubic meters per day, has forced the government to take drastic measures. Power plants, which are crucial for generating electricity, have been shut down, leaving large parts of the country without power. The workers who once maintained these facilities are now left with nothing to do. Over a dozen power plants responsible for generating vital electricity have fallen silent. The once busy power stations are now eerily quiet, with idle machinery and empty control rooms. The impact on the nation's power supply is devastating, with rolling blackouts becoming a common occurrence. The situation is exacerbated by the harsh grip of winter as demand for heating fuels skyrockets. The cold weather has increased the need for natural gas, putting additional strain on an already overburdened system. Iranians are forced to bundle up in heavy winter clothing, trying to stay warm as they navigate the snowy streets. The irony is stark. Iran, a nation sitting atop the world's second-largest natural gas reserves, is struggling to keep its lights on. Despite its vast natural resources, the country is unable to provide for its own energy needs. The gas fields that should be a source of wealth and stability are instead a reminder of the nation's current struggles. This paradox reveals a deeper malaise within the country's energy infrastructure and its political decision-making. The dilapidated state of the energy facilities is a testament to years of neglect and poor management. Politicians are left scrambling to find solutions, but the underlying issues run deep. The future of Iran's energy sector remains uncertain, and the nation continues to grapple with the consequences of its energy crisis. The consequences of Iran's energy crisis are far-reaching and devastating. This crisis has not only disrupted the daily lives of millions but has also crippled the nation's economy and essential services. The most immediate and visible impact is on the daily lives of ordinary Iranians. Families are forced to rely on candles and lanterns, making even the simplest tasks a challenge. Street markets, once bustling with activity, now see fewer visitors as people prefer to stay indoors. Rolling blackouts have become a grim routine, plunging homes, businesses, and even hospitals into darkness. The healthcare system, already under strain, is now facing unprecedented challenges as medical equipment fails and surgeries are postponed. The industrial sector, already grappling with international sanctions, has been brought to its knees. Factories that once operated around the clock are now eerily silent, their doors padlocked and machinery idle. Factories have been forced to halt production, leading to massive job losses and a sharp decline in output. Workers who once relied on these jobs to support their families are now left in a state of uncertainty and despair. The economic ramifications are staggering, with experts estimating losses in the billions of dollars. The stock market has plummeted, and businesses are struggling to stay afloat amidst the chaos. The crisis has also exposed the fragility of Iran's essential services. Utility workers are working around the clock to restore power, but the aging infrastructure and lack of resources make their task nearly impossible. Hospitals, already strained by years of underfunding, are struggling to function without reliable electricity. Medical staff are forced to work under poor conditions, often using flashlights to perform critical procedures. Schools and universities have been forced to close their doors, disrupting the education of millions of students. The future of an entire generation is at risk as educational institutions remain shuttered. The agricultural sector, a crucial pillar of the Iranian economy, has also been hit hard. Farmers are unable to irrigate their fields or process their crops, leading to significant losses in both yield and income. Without adequate power for irrigation and processing, farmers are facing crop failures and livestock losses. The ripple effect of these agricultural setbacks is felt throughout the food supply chain, exacerbating food insecurity. The energy crisis has created a ripple effect, impacting every facet of Iranian life. From the economy to healthcare, education, and agriculture, no sector has been spared. The resilience of the Iranian people is being tested like never before as they navigate through these challenging times. Iran's energy crisis has pushed its already fragile economy to the brink. The rial, Iran's national currency, has plummeted in value, fueling inflation and eroding purchasing power. The cost of basic goods and services has skyrocketed, placing an unbearable burden on ordinary Iranians. The manufacturing sector, already reeling from years of international sanctions, has been dealt a devastating blow. With factories operating at a fraction of their capacity or shutting down entirely, production has plummeted. This has resulted in massive job losses, further exacerbating the economic hardship. The energy crisis has also severely hampered Iran's ability to export its vast energy resources. With domestic demand outstripping supply, Iran has been forced to curtail its energy exports, depriving the country of crucial foreign currency earnings. The economic turmoil has fueled widespread discontent and eroded public trust in the government's ability to manage the crisis. The Iranian people, accustomed to enduring hardship, are growing increasingly frustrated with the government's handling of the situation. Section 4. The Roots of Crisis. Decades of Neglect. Iran's energy crisis is not a sudden calamity. It's the culmination of decades of mismanagement, underinvestment, and short-sighted policies. At the heart of the problem lies a chronic neglect of the country's energy infrastructure. Despite possessing vast oil and gas reserves, Iran's energy sector has been starved of investment for years. The country's aging pipelines, refineries, and power plants are operating well below capacity and are plagued by inefficiencies. Years of neglect have left the system vulnerable to disruptions, unable to cope with rising demand or unexpected shocks. Furthermore, the government's insistence on maintaining artificially low energy prices through heavy subsidies has distorted the market and discouraged investment in renewable energy sources. These subsidies, while politically popular, have placed a massive strain on the government's budget, diverting funds away from crucial infrastructure projects. The energy crisis is a stark reminder that even resource-rich nations are not immune to the consequences of poor governance and short-sighted policies. Section 5. Mismanagement and Misplaced Priorities. While aging infrastructure is a major contributor, Iran's energy crisis cannot be solely attributed to physical limitations. The crumbling state of power plants and energy grids is just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface lies a complex web of issues that have been festering for decades. A significant portion of the blame lies in the government's chronic mismanagement of resources and misplaced priorities. Bureaucratic inefficiencies and a lack of coherent policy direction have exacerbated the situation, creating a perfect storm of neglect and incompetence. Despite earning billions in oil revenue over the years, Iran has consistently failed to invest adequately in its energy sector. The wealth generated from its vast oil reserves has not been funneled back into maintaining or upgrading the energy infrastructure, leading to a gradual but steady decline. Instead, a significant portion of these funds has been channeled towards funding regional proxies, pursuing ambitious military projects, and supporting ideological endeavors. These priorities have diverted essential resources away from critical domestic needs, including the energy sector. This misallocation of resources has left the energy sector starved of vital investment, resulting in outdated technology and inefficient operations. The lack of modernization has made it difficult for the sector to meet the growing energy demands of the population, leading to a decline in production capacity and efficiency. The energy sector's inability to keep pace with technological advancements has further compounded the problem, making it increasingly difficult to sustain energy production at required levels. Moreover, the government's opaque and often corrupt decision-making processes have hindered the development of a transparent and accountable energy sector. Corruption and lack of oversight have created an environment where inefficiency thrives and progress is stifled. This lack of transparency has discouraged foreign investment and stifled technological advancement within the industry. Potential investors are wary of entering a market where the rules are unclear and the risks are high, further isolating Iran from global technological progress. The energy crisis is a symptom of a deeper governance crisis in Iran, where systemic issues have been ignored for too long. The frequent power outages and energy shortages are a daily reminder of the government's failure to address these underlying problems, where short-term political expediency has taken precedence over long-term strategic planning and the well-being of its citizens. The focus on immediate political gains has overshadowed the need for sustainable development, leaving the energy sector in a state of perpetual crisis.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.